welcome to Mind Your Business, the channel where we are in at everybody's business. If you don't mind getting in people's business, you're on the right channel. Talking about current topics and gossip. Well, people, of course, I'm here to discuss the reunion of Married to Medicine. So let's get into it. Well, going into my inclusive crew, let's talk about Married to Medicine reunion. And there's just a couple of points that I really want to touch on, actually, to be fair, right? I thought, let's start with the fashion. Now, Toya's dress, it's cute, but it gave me prom vibes, definitely. I feel like all the ladies look really nice. Simone's one, I'm still not sure. At some points, I think, yeah. Then I'm like, no, I just don't know. Everybody else, I thought, looked, except for Quad to me, because I usually like what Quad wears, but in this outfit, it just wasn't my favourite on her. Looked good anyway. But anyway, I felt like it started off kind of shady. Now, Sweet Tea and Heavenly and their banter back and forth was making me laugh. Like I said, Sweet Tea definitely came to try and make sure that her mark was made in the sense of, I ain't taking no shit. Heavenly did crack me up because why is Heavenly chatting about, you know, she has the mindset of her daughter's age? I'm like, why are you coming with the shade? But I must say that definitely, Sweet Tea definitely did push back. Also picked up and was kind of interesting from Fedra, you know, getting asked about her kind of switching up on Quad, travelling to Toya's trip without her, and Quad feeling like she's been ditched. And, you know, Fedra cracked me up because she was saying that, well, you know, she ain't going to attach herself to the Titanic. Obviously, that did sink. So, yeah, that had me cracking up. But I thought it was really interesting when they were trying to get into the whole situation around Quad saying that she didn't drag Fedra, but Heavenly saying that she did. And I'm thinking I'm kind of inclined to believe Heavenly on this one. And about Fedra dating Greg. Now, Fedra completely denies this, but we know Fedra, she's going to deny. But what's interesting to me is that both Quad and Sweet Tea are saying the same thing. So I'm like, this is sounding like there's truth. And then she said no, nothing. They never went on a date. You know, they were cool. Maybe they held hands, whatever, but they're cool. They weren't really dating. No relationship. And then Sweet Tea says, yeah, but he says that you guys kissed. And then she's like, there was no intimacy. Okay, no intimacy. So I'm like, well, which is it? And then, so was there a date? What is it? And then, of course, this $4,000 situation where he couldn't keep up with her $4,000, whatever requirement that she had, apparently. And that she says no to because, you know, her bag is $10,000. What does she need that for? Well, Quad's on the other side chatting about, well, if you work it out across 3 months, she's still got $2,000 to pay for shoes. I'm just like, what is this mess? But it was cracking me up because it was just cute and banterish. So it was all in kind of good gist anyway. Now, Andy was definitely being messy. He was definitely being Mr. Messy Boots because he started off with this little game about, you know, Fedra, you know, is she guilty or not guilty? Asking the ladies, you know, questions. Obvious ones like, you know, was she being messy when she brought Quad to Sweet Tea's bachelorette party? So, of course, you know, everyone said that she's messy. But the one that made me laugh was, you know, did Fedra misstyle Heavenly on purpose? That cracked me up. I was like, not the misstyle child. Anyway, yeah, that made me laugh. Andy also asked, you know, does Fedra and Quad want to salvage their relationship? Quad was like, yes, whereas Fedra's a bit like, well, essentially she don't want no fake friends. She don't want, you know, Quad talking behind her back because she's thinking about the whole Heavenly situation because Heavenly told her what she said. Quad told Fedra what Heavenly said, and so that was a whole mix-up in itself. So I thought that was an interesting one, but you can see that she's kind of side-eyeing Quad like, I don't know if I want friends like you in that sense, if you're going to go and do me like that. So which I can understand, but I feel like I can understand why Quad would have felt ditched because they did come in, you know, they came in like they were close, but Fedra done the whole, you know, got to save myself, and I understand it, and she definitely did that. Now, they also talks about Toya and her relationship, you know, she's talking about her relationship being better, you know, improved, because obviously last season they were going through issues. Simone was still saying that she feels like Toya needs to be less critical about what Eugene plans for her and, you know, the effort that he puts in. And Andy, with himself asking about, you know, where she basically got her high standards from. So she shared that, you know, she grew up not necessarily having money, going to school with, like, you know, the basic trainers and getting teased about it from other students or other, you know, other children basically would tease her. So with that, she was really hurt, and so she's always wanted to make sure she leveled up. So she set her own standards, it sounds like, and she keeps pushing them up and pushing them up. So that's hurting there. I do feel like sometimes she does seem like she does give Eugene a hard time. So I feel like she could, ease up a little piece. I thought it was interesting when they moved on to the whole event, the Med Gala, and Toya getting blasted by Heavenly and asking him whether Heavenly thought that was all right. And, basically, Heavenly saying, well, she does a lot of stuff that's not right. And I like that Andy was like, well, it's like being a bully, basically, and punching someone in the face and just saying, yeah, okay, whatever, I'm a bully. So I'm glad that he kind of checked her on that. I'm also glad that he also, clarified with Toya what the hell was going on with this situation with the donation of the bottles, because he asked, were they free? And it turns out they were through her business. I get what she's trying to say about where it's not quite free, but it is kind of free. So I feel like Toya should have just paid the damn money and kept it moving. What I did find interesting was that when he asked Dr. Jackie, what do you think about, what Heavenly done? Do you think that was the right thing to do? Should I wear it wasn't the right timing? I'm like, the right timing, it wasn't the right thing to do anyway. So what, anywhere else you could pick up a microphone and blast, but just not at that time? What do you mean? That's a conversation. And definitely, don't necessarily agree with the way Toya handled it. But no, getting blasted like that was just rude. Now, the part where they started talking to Dr. Jackie about, her situation in her statement that she made in the YouTube video with Dr. Heavenly, where she said black women were basically being dramatic and crying wolf. Did anyone hear her say sorry about this? Because I certainly didn't hear her say, I'm sorry, to anyone that I offended. I didn't see anything. I just saw her tearing up and acting like she's the victim here when everything you said came out of your mouth. Oh, what else? I couldn't believe that one. I could not believe that one. And everyone's like rallying around her and, saying, oh, they support her. And she's saying she didn't hear from quads. So I'm like, you're going from you offending other people, talking about, obviously it's affected your business, which it would, obviously, because, it's on socials. But you're trying to say you didn't hear from quad. And at the same time, you're also saying that you feel like quad might have, Heavenly let slip that she feels like, quad might have been behind it. I'm like, what rubbish is that? I think that's the most ridiculous thing. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So, yeah, I just thought that Jackie didn't take any accountability for what she said, whilst we understand that it's affected her reputation. But she said these words on the platform herself. So I don't understand why she couldn't do that. And then it got swung to quad not being there for her, not reaching out to her. And, I thought Andy was also was interested in his questioning. He was like, well, quad, you'll say, the main issue about you that keeps coming up is that you are basically not showing up as a friend. And this was an example, essentially, to show up. So she said that she does support Jackie. She thinks she's a great doctor. And he's like, well, you're supporting her quietly. I was like, not Andy, come with the shade. He was making me laugh. I thought it was also interesting that he also pointed out, obviously, it was Heavenly's platform that, it happened, that the interview took place on. So I don't understand it. So that's why I don't understand how later on they turn it into, quad might have leaked this information. It makes no sense because the interview was clearly out there already. For it to be resurfaced, yeah, someone looked it up, doesn't matter. The point is, it was out there. And the point is that Jackie said what she said out of her mouth. Now, next day, they went into the whole quad situation, which I thought was interesting because it definitely was quad accountability time. So Andy started off with, saying that her lack of accountability and going MIA had all the, people on the show basically ready to close their doors. So I was like, oh, okay, this is starting off, straight fire. They show, obviously, the flashback, because they've been showing the flashbacks throughout the whole thing. And they show a flashback of her and, where she gets told to leave the trip in Napa. And then she admits, which I thought was the first time I've seen Quad really admit that she was really, sorry, and she apologised and she took accountability and she didn't just spin it completely back on her. She did explain in a way that, yeah, she understands it because she's also had things said about her, so she didn't like it, so she didn't like that she did it back to Toya. So I thought that was good that she apologised. They almost got into it because Toya was about to say something to say, yeah, she appreciates what she's saying, but Quad took it the wrong way. But, we got there in the end. But, Toya still has her off because she's like, well, basically she just didn't appreciate certain things that she has done. She appreciated the apology, and she said that she noted that, she feels like it's a sincere apology, but she doesn't feel like she can just make a move forward with her, because she mentioned when Quad came to Napa, apparently before they filmed, at the table, and she said she's proud of Toya, before that she was saying that she's only here for her check. And Sweet Tea was there and, you know, said that that's what she said too. A few of them confirmed that that's what she said, hence why Toya was like, she's looking at her like you're being fake because now the cameras are rolling and telling me that, you know, you want to be here for me. So I can understand that kind of stuff because that stuff does come off kind of fake. So I do feel like Quad has created some of this because of the way she interacts with the ladies, but I also feel like she has been going through a lot as well. And speaking of going through a lot, I didn't like that when Dr. Simone was getting mad, you know, about Quad not showing up as a friend and, you know, how she tried to be there for her. She could have left it at tragedy. Yeah, she could have left it at tragedy. I don't understand. When you've got Quad looking at you saying, no, please don't, please don't, please don't. Why would you go and mention a woman's business? I thought that was bang out of order. And I usually don't mind Simone, but no, that was bang out of order because that's her personal situation. It might have been in the media here and there, but that's her situation. That's for her to bring up. You're bringing this up to make your point that you've been a good friend to her. No matter what happens, you show up for her. You didn't have to say what it was. You could just say, she had a personal tragedy. I showed up for her then. You know, I've always showed up for her. You didn't have to go into it because that was, to me, was just very low. Very, very low. Very disappointing. I didn't like that at all. You could see that Quad didn't want to speak about it. She actually said no. She's pleading with you not to. So I didn't like that. But her points were she has supported Quad all the time, you know, but when it comes to her, it's not reciprocated. She spoke about, you know, not really going to Quad's house besides filming, you know, not really interacting as much maybe just besides filming. So I can understand feeling like you're just friends for the show. But I feel like that's her conversation to be had. I thought it was also interesting when Quad brought up Toya saying that, you know, Simone said that she's the reason why she's not really close with Quad is because she knows that, you know, Toya don't really like Quad. So that to me is what is still kind of giving from what she's saying, because these conversations about, you know, not feeling like she's been a good friend, they've been having these conversations for a while. But I do feel like this could have been like not a yelling situation, because it made me laugh at one point. It didn't make me laugh. At one point I felt bad for Andy at one point because he looked like he was scared and exhausted trying to get her to calm down. But I didn't like that she mentioned Quad's, you know, personal family tragedy that happened. I thought that was banned out of order. And then you got Quad breaking down, crying, because that's obviously triggered her as well. It's an emotional situation because, you know, everyone's kind of, people are going at her essentially. She's gone from Toya now to Simone. And that's when the whole Toya thing came up about her being there. And then Simone mentioned that, you know, Toya has really been a good friend to her. She's always been there for her. So I understand her and Toya's relationship, but I don't feel like she couldn't have had a relationship with Quad if she really wanted to. It didn't have to be super close, but it could have been a bit more cordial and less problematic. Quad did, you know, say that she appreciated that Dr. Simone did reach out to her and support her during her hard times, and that she appreciates her and that she still struggles with it, which you could kind of see. It ends basically there. But what I thought was interesting at the ending, you know, everyone's going for a break. They show Quad goes up to Jackie, say, you know, did you really believe that about me? That essentially Quad would leak this information and try and resurface this clip. Like, it's just a reach. It's a ridiculous story. You said the words, just own the shit. Anyway, I digress. So Quad's getting emotional about it, telling her, like, I can't believe you'd believe that. Would you really believe that? And Jackie, you know, she's very stone-faced, very cold, and she's just like, well, you know, she doesn't know what to really believe because she's not very connected with her and she'd rather lose her friend than lose herself. So I was like, okay then. Well, but yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the next 2 episodes of the reunion. And I will be staying tuned. Now, what I thought was interesting when I watched Carlos King's recap, obviously, if you're following the whole situation, Heavenly has tweeted out that she is no longer going to be doing her recaps on YouTube. She's like done with it. Well, she's just saying she's done with YouTube for now. And I think it's to do with Married to Medicine related. Because obviously she's saying that people told on her. And also Daddy, as in Dr. Damon, told her to stop doing YouTube. And obviously with the whole, you know, Dr. Jackie situation and her talking about the show, which I think is a good thing, to be fair. I like her recaps. They have been funny, but obviously not always favourable to some of the girls, particularly Sweet Tea and sometimes Toya. Basically, she said she's not doing it anymore. Carlos was saying that, you know, reading out the tweet, but then during his live, she taps in and appears on the screen, so she's there for a little bit, and she does share some tea. She basically says that apparently Dr. Jackie did apologise during the reunion, even though it wasn't aired. She said it wasn't aired. She didn't understand why it wasn't aired, but she did apparently apologise. And she said that she didn't believe that Quad would have been the person behind the resurfacing of the clip of, Dr. Jackie. So those are her little gems that she added to that. But of course I had to check out social media and see what people were saying about the show. Check out some of these tweets that made me giggle. Anyway, people, what do you think of the tweets and what do you think of the reunion? Part 1. Let me know your thoughts below. Yes, so thanks for watching that. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share and hit that notification bell so you know when I am uploading some more of people's business. So until then, my nosy people, stay blessed.